Salutations and blah 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 blah. Welcome to Morning Transfer Talk. Let's begin with a bit of a debate. Is Watford's second culture justified? I mean, they stayed up for 5 years, so it worked then, but really. I mean, Xisco Munoz getting sacked. Huge mistake. Claudio Ranieri. It was never going to go well, wasn't it? He's a pretty crap manager. But Roy Hodgson, you've got to stick at him until the end of the season, surely. But Xisco Munoz shouldn't have been sacked, full stop. If they were there, they'd probably be about 14th, 13th. He's a good manager, you know, and he did well. So God knows why he was sacked. Diego Carlos is still hoping Sevilla and Newcastle can agree a deal for him to move to St James's Park. He's aware that time is running out, and he respects Sevilla's position that they'll not let him go unless their valuations is met. Carlos told Sevilla he wants to move to Newcastle, however, last Tuesday. Spurs are in talks to sign Luis Diaz, and it's officially a done deal that Anthony Martial is joined Sevilla on loan for the remainder of the season. And it's been confirmed by Sevilla as well. Full completed a medical in Andalusia after the two clubs agreed terms for his temporary transfer. News broke that in December he wanted to leave. He became the world's most expensive teenager when he joined United from Monaco in 2015 and went to score 79 times 269 appearances to the club. Anyway, Newcastle tonight all but given up hope of signing Jesse Lingard, and apparently the deal is now dead. It centres around the loan fee, when Newcastle and Man United are a long way apart on how much this should be for a player whose contract expires at the end of the season. Lingard himself has no intention of remaining at Old Trafford once and was keen to go somewhere he could play regular first-team football. They expect to look elsewhere for attacking reinforcements, however. This caps a frustrating day for Newcastle, who we reported earlier also walked away from talks with San Diego Carlos from Sevilla. Jamie McGrath remains part of the club until he's told otherwise, according to Jim Goodwin. Serie A's bottom clubs, Salernitana, are trying to sign Diego Costa on a free transfer. He hasn't been without a club since leaving Atletico Mineiro at the end of last year. The club are working on a deal that would see the 33-year-old arrive in Italy and form a strike partnership with Frank Ribery. Here's some paper talk. Newcastle have made a £33.5 million offer for Lyon's defensive midfielder Bruno Guimares and are awaiting a response from the French club. Vitor Pereira is now the frontrunner to become the next Everton manager, although Lampard's still a possibility. Newcastle are leading the chase to sign Dele Alli this month, but Brighton, Burnley and Everton are among a clutch of Premier League clubs poised to move for the midfielder if he's still at Tottenham at the start of next week, which is quite literally deadline. Tottenham are in talks with Porto to sign Luis Diaz and are willing to pay up to £46 million for the winger. However, they want £50.2 million. So, yeah. Other sources say that they're only willing to pay £37.6 million up front, with additional £8.4 million of performance-related add-ons. Jimmy Carragher and Gary Neville discussed the most controversial transfers. Despite Newcastle apparently walking away from Diego Carlos, he's still hoping a deal can be made for him. AC Milan and Tottenham target Frank Kessie has agreed to terms with Barcelona. Bruno Fernandes posted pictures with his agent Miguel Pino as speculation continues over the midfielder's contract situation at Man United, and Burnley are closing on the £7 million capture of Dynamo Zagreb winger Mislav Orsic. Vitor Pereira is the favourite for the Everton job, but Lampard could potentially remain a possibility. Sky Sports expects an announcement in the next 24 to 48 hours. And then they end up hiring bloody God knows him. Everton's pursuit of identity returns to Pereira, according to Ben Grounds. Morales is very happy at Rangers as it's targeting the Champions League next season. Nottingham Forest's on-loan fullback and transfer target for Arsenal and Tottenham, Jed Spence, provided an amazing assist in their 3-0 victory over Barnsley last night, sent an opposition defender to the floor. If I actually shown you this one, this would be copyrighted faster than you can say assist. So, just look it up. There will be a link in the description below to the highlights showing this assist. The January transfer window was shut in 1 week. But well, the Premier League clubs strengthened. Antonio Conte wants to rebuild. Newcastle already had the new signings under their new ownership and also could make changes to their attack. Tottenham transfer rumours. Dele out, Diaz in? Who knows? Everton fans protest over Pereira and want Frank Lampard instead. This is just stats of Luis Diaz. What could he offer Conte at Spurs? A lot, he's a good player. Well, yeah. Is Palace the right fit for Van der Beek? Probably is. Their style of football would probably fit with his play. He'd probably thrive, you know. Because when he's played, he's been alright, but he hasn't played that often at Man United. Is Watford's second culture justified? What do you think? Will the Gunners land a striker? Probably not now, although they might. Diaz deal would signal Spurs' commitment to Conte according to Declan Ollie. Jack Clarke is on Wearside today ahead of completing a loan move to Sunderland from Tottenham until the end of the season. Watford now have every chance to survival according to Paul Merson. Newcastle have apparently agreed a fee with Lyon for midfielder Bruno Guimares. We understand the deal is in the region of £30 million, and the Brazilian international will undergo medical in his homeland, hopefully today. Could Boubacar Kamara potentially fit Man United's midfield mould? Who knows? Brian Mbeumo has signed a new 4.5-year contract with Brentford, keeping until 2026. It's a done deal that Abby Grant has signed for Glasgow from Leicester until the end of the season. Yes, it is a women's team. 56 goals and 57 Bundesliga appearances, Erling Haaland. Mental. And to think him, Dusan Vlahovic, Mbappe still dead young. Maybe even Rashford still. I mean, he may have not been great this season, but he's on form at the minute. Lampard does remain a contender for the Everton post, although Vitor Pereira could still potentially be appointed. And is the favourite. It's a done deal that Sebastian Soto has signed for Livingston from Norwich until the end of the season, presumably on loan subject to international clearance and blah 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 blah. Wolves have exercised their option to sign Hwang on a permanent deal from the summer in RB Leipzig. A fee of around £12 million was agreed between the two clubs when he signed on loan in August. He's agreed a 4-year deal with the club, and the deal is expected to be confirmed later today, which it has. We're not gonna talk too much about this, but yeah, Newcastle have agreed a £30 million deal to sign Guimares. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will not be part of the club's training camp in Dubai. Arsenal will consider offers for the player in the transfer window, and will keep up his fitness in London. What can we expect from Bruno Guimares? Probably better defending than the entire Newcastle squad. Have Sevilla priced Carlos out of a Newcastle move? Probably. They won around like €45 million for him at least. United, Liverpool, Chelsea and City will try to sign Hendrick when he turned 16 in July. There's a quartet, and they're all huge clubs. What would Aaron Ramsey bring Burnley? Probably potentially Premier League security. He's a dead good player. Well, what was that? Security. I'm thinking of a word, but I don't think I'm saying it right. Right, like guaranteed to stay up. Will Spurs sign Mingers, Diaz and Traore? Potentially Traore, probably not Diaz. Hull City have announced they have repaid the EFL monitored loan and are no longer working on the transfer restrictions. The loan was taken out following the conclusion of the last season to support the club after more than a season playing behind closed due to the COVID pandemic. They were restricted in terms of salary, transfer fees and permitted players. But loans been repaid, transfer embargo has been lifted. Could Martial be the difference for Sevilla? Well, potentially, says Alvaro Montero pretty much. They are only 4 points below Real Madrid and they could be champions this year, who knows? On this day, Edwin van der Sar hung up his gloves. Lyon have officially denied that fee's been agreed with Newcastle over midfielder Bruno Guimares. They've said, Lyon category denies the false information disseminated by many media reporting an agreement between Newcastle and OL for the transfer of Brazilian international midfielder Bruno Guimares. In this transfer window period, where the slightest rumours often presented as reality, Olympique Lyonnais reminded that the only information officially released by the club is to be taken into consideration. Could Alexander Isak be heading for Arsenal? Maybe. Newcastle must throw the kitchen sink at Carlos, but they don't really want to spend more than like £30 million, it feels like. In 2019, Leon also denied reports that they'd agreed a deal with Real Madrid to sell Ferland Mendy, even though they did. So, might still have done. Who knows? And Wolves have exercised the option to sign Hwang on a permanent deal on the 1st of July 2022 following the conclusion of his loan. They've exercised the option to permanently buy him, and he's also celebrating his 26th birthday. Happy birthday. He's made, I think, 14 appearances with 4 goals. Had a bit of fantasy football for a little bit. He's recovering from an injury which had sadly put him out the past month. But, the South Korean international has scored 4 times since opening 6 appearances in the Prem. So, this guy seems like a good player. And I think that might be a good coup for Wolves, because they haven't really had many good striker signings. And ever since, that Raul Jimenez injury. He may not be as good as he used to be, but he's still decent. Hwang Yi-chan is happy to be staying at Wolves. Udinese have an interest in the Derby youngster Festi Ebosele. The Nottingham Forest are also interested in that 19-year-old forward, but they will block any approach from their East Midlands rivals. He's made 20 appearances under Wayne Rooney this season, as Derby boss has been given assurances from the administrators that no player will be sold without his agreement. It's thought Forest aren't pursuing the matter because of Derby's reluctance to do business with their bitter rivals. Alright, right back where we left off, let's continue. Newcastle are interested in Brighton's centre-back Dan Burn. A £7 million offer has been made. They want a left-footed centre-back to partner Jamal Lascelles. Isn't he the crap one? Southend goalkeeper Harry Seedon has been taken on trial by Championship Swansea. Sort of done deal. 20-year-old academy graduate has made 6 first-team appearances at Root Hall, which I'm presuming is Southend's ground. AC Milan's pursuit of Schalke defender Malik Thiel is unlikely to go through in January. According to Bild, the German newspaper claims an offer of €6.5 million plus bonuses was rejected in hand by the Bundesliga 2 club despite their ongoing financial issues. Pereira opens up on Everton job hopes, and they were enthusiastic about what they proposed to him, and they felt positive, according to Pereira. Now Phillips is increasingly likely to leave Liverpool and is interested in 2 clubs. Club have already turned out a low with an obligation to buy offer from Newcastle, the 28-year-old centre-back having previously rejected a £7 million bid from Watford. West Ham have also been linked with a move of the defender for some time. It's only featured on 3 occasions this season, including a Champions League start against AC Milan at the San Siro. Due to the return to fitness of Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip, Joe Gomez, and the summer arrival of Ibrahima Konate. However, he played an integral part in the club's late run to 3rd place last season when injuries left Liverpool without their 3 senior central defenders. They won't sell Phillips on the cheap, but with the players in front of him and the interest being expressed, the PA News Agency understands that it's increasingly likely he'll move before Monday's deadline. Reece Williams is wanted by Reading after he was recalled from Sheffield United due to lack of game time. Fulham are in talks with Dutch side Groningen over a loan move for Terry Congolo. His contract's up in 2024 has not played for the Cottagers in the Championship since early November. Graham McCann has left Hull with well wishes and has thanked the club for an amazing time following his departure earlier this week. It's a done deal that Ellis Sims has joined Hart from Everton on loan for the rest of the season. And what is really happening with Guimares? Newcastle are closing on a €30 million agreement, but his club deny that they're in any agreement. So what the hell is going on? Now that Jesse Lingard's pretty much out of the equation, it looks like they're interested in Dele Alli primarily now. So there you go. Could Junior Bakuna go to Birmingham from Rangers? He's fallen out of favour at Ibrox, having only joined from Huddersfield in the summer under former boss Steven Gerrard. Martial speaks after the Sevilla move, and he came because he wanted to play, apparently. DeAndre Yedlin has terminated his contract with Galatasaray after 1 year. The decision was made by mutual consent. He previously played for Tottenham for the second half of the 2014-15 season and appeared in 1 match against Aston Villa. He was loaned to Sunderland for the 2015-16 season before spending 4.5 years in Newcastle. Brentford do remain in talks with Nottingham Forest over a deal for Brendan Johnson, although the 2 clubs remain apart in their evaluation of the player. Johnson is a long-term target for the Bees, who tried for the player last summer. In the summer, yeah. He scored an assist last night in the 3-0 win over Barnsley. Link in the description.